Hey guys, welcome to the Baseball Junkies podcast, episode 20. I am your host, Adrian from A League of Her Own.
And I'm your boy, Mr. Enfuego.
And I am proud to say that this episode is sponsored. We are making it. We are being sponsored by Silco. Silco is an online selling app. And I'm not going to talk too much more. I am just going to show you all this here. Introducing Silco, the app that makes selling or auctioning on any live stream platform possible. Silco has partnered with the trusted company Stripe to make sure you receive your payments with ease by transferring them directly into your bank account. Run your store your way. Sell or auction items set by your own preferences on your preferred live stream format. This gives the advantages to grow your brand and community while also growing your sales. As you can see, I have personally used Silco and I love how it streamlines my selling capabilities. Gone are the days of checking for payments and searching for addresses. Silco puts that all in one place to make your online sales seamless. So as you can see, guys, I've been kind of teaming up with Silco, and I just wanted to let you know I'm announcing this here first, that next Sunday, I will be doing a break on my channel, breaking 2023. No, 2023. Gosh, it's messing me up with the lateness on all this. I got 2022 gold label, and I've got 2022 Bowman's Best that I will be selling as you know on the live, so I won't be pre-doing anything like I do on Instagram and stuff like that. And I also want you guys to know that you no longer have to download the app to buy stuff. That was a huge thing. Every time I've used Silco, they're very new. Max, the I believe CEO of the company, is they make changes every day to make it more
user friendly.
Yeah, a lot user friendly, but I do, I want people to know about it, because a lot of us try to sell cards and stuff here on YouTube, but whenever I do a break and stuff like that, like making sure people paid and then making sure I've got their addresses. From my last break, I still have somebody's cards here because I don't have their address and they haven't messaged me. So this makes that streamlines all of that, and now the buyers don't even have to download the app. So that's what I have to say about Silco. Check out for future videos, future things about me talking about when that'll be on my channel, and we'll be doing that break soon.
Keep doing good things there, Silco.
All right. So now let's get into some baseball business. Since we last talked, we were very hyped up about the World Baseball Classic, and good Lord, can we get any more of a fairy tale ending to the World Baseball Classic?
That was an epic tournament that we witnessed.
So in case you all didn't follow it or didn't see, Team Japan did win the World Baseball Classic against Team USA, and it came down to the wire pretty much, and ending off with Shohei Ohtani facing and striking out Mike Trout
on 3 pitches.
And there was a statistic on that too. Mike Trout doesn't do that. Doesn't strike out that, like, of all of his at bats, I think they said like it's only happened to him 24 times since 2011. That's saying a lot about Ohtani. Man, what a so we got 5 days and a wake up till opening day too.
Let's go.
I am so pumped. So this week we will be going into, we've got some more spring training news. If you guys might not have seen that Jose Altuve did fracture his right thumb, and he did have to go undergo some surgery. So as of right now, it's looking like a 2-month turnaround for him to be coming back in. Yoan Moncada and Nolan Arenado, they ended up leaving the World Baseball Classic a little early there due to injuries. N- uh,
But as
Nolan
of
Arenado,
yeah,
I'm
as
sorry.
of right now, no reports of them being on the IL on opening day has been mentioned.
Okay, so they're probably just recovering right now, so they are
Yeah.
good to go for opening day. Some bad news to me. Bad news. Cade Cavalli, looking like just a straight force to be dealt with this season, is undergoing Tommy John surgery, so that's gonna put him out for the season, unfortunately.
It may work out on his benefit next year.
Absolutely. So, but we hope the best for Cade Cavalli. Hope he his surgery goes well and he recovers quickly. I got on my notes here, Mr. Fuego, the Angels number 11 prospect, tossing zeros and turning heads with a.
Yep. So
Let's talk
let's
about it.
talk about Mr. Ben Joyce. So
Mm,
this young man, he decided to start making a name for himself in the Cactus League by pitching nothing but triple digits. And as of right now, based off of my notes here, the highest pitch that he's thrown that was registered was 105.5. That's even faster than what Aroldis Chapman pitched in a major league game.
that's insane. That's
And
insane.
from what it's saying here, he's posted a 208 ERA with 20 strikeouts and 4 walks in 13 innings. So he may be a force to be reckoned with if and when he gets that call.
Yeah. Um, and that's something the Angels I feel like have been missing out on in the past is some good overall pitching. Now I'm not talking about Shohei Ohtani, so everybody calm down. But the guy can't obviously the
He
guy
can't do it all.
can't win the World Series, can't get to the World Series by himself. So obviously some better pitching in that rotation would be really nice for the Angels. Gosh, that's just a team that I mean, they've got the pieces. It's just like they never put the pieces together. It's
Yeah.
just it's crazy. Um, okay. I want to get right into this. This is going to be my favorite part of the podcast. Unless you've got any other stories you want to talk about, Mr. Fuego, you know what I
Nope.
want to. Okay.
Nope. I know where you want to go.
All right, guys. So this was requested in the live stream last week, and we absolutely were all for doing this. We want to talk about our predictions for the 2023 season. Our main thing that me and Mr. Fuego can talk about is, MVP, Cy Young, Rookie of the Year, World Series, and then Mr. Fuego has got some other little goose,
I got
little
some
Easter
personal
eggs.
predictions.
Yeah, he's going to throw in there too. So I want to start off with MVP. Let's go big. MVP. Who should go first?
Go ahead.
Go.
It's all you. Take the
All
wheel.
right. For me, and you guys, I've been stressing on making this list all week. This is stressful. There's some good people playing baseball right now. And to say one's going to do better than the other, it's a hard thing to do. Unless you're ESPN creating your top 100 list where I'm actually thinking they're drawing the names out of a hat.
That was a complete debacle. Let's just call it what it is.
I don't know if any of you guys saw ESPN's top 100. I got to number 4 before I bust out laughing. I busted out laughing at number 4.
Yeah.
I'm not even, you guys. No, you know what? Don't check out. Do not go check out ESPN's top 100. It's a waste of your time and it'll just upset you.
Go check out people who actually talk baseball for a living.
100%. Okay. For the American League MVP, I am going for someone I didn't see on some of the lists. I couldn't believe because I feel like he was close to it these past couple of years. I'm going for Vladimir Guerrero Jr. I've seen almost on every list, everybody's saying Shohei Ohtani. I don't know. Shohei Ohtani is a great all-around player. We're probably not ever going to see a player like him again, but I don't see it happening again. I feel like he's going to end up excelling in one thing over another. I feel like Vladdy and that Toronto Blue Jays organization. They got a taste of the playoffs. They've got a lot of young talent that's getting the experience, and I feel like Vladdy is leading the way with it there. So for my American League MVP, I'm going Vladimir Guerrero Jr. For my National League, I'm going for Mr. Juan Soto. Juan Soto did kind of have a little rough ending to 2022, but I think he's on that San Diego Padres organization that's pulling out all the stops to have a great like superhero team, and I think Juan Soto's coming back with a vengeance. He's easily one of my favorite hitters to watch.
So you're predicting an MVP, not just a comeback season, but an MVP season.
100% Juan Soto. Yep.
Awesome.
Those are my MVP picks. You guys write it down, take a picture. We'll see where we're at come this October. So, all right, boss, what you got for MVP?
Right. So now I had to do some soul searching with this one, and it was a little bit tough, but I think I came through, and I think I made some decent choices. So my American League MVP, I'm gonna give it to Jose Ramirez.
Ooh.
And I say that because normally the usual suspects for this MVP award, you got your Judges, your Trouts, your Otanis.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You know, a lot of people would say that's the safer selection to go with.
Yeah.
But if you really think about it, in this particular day and age, you've got these little guys doing big things. Now, in case nobody has been keeping track, J-Ram has finished in the top 6 for MVP award in the last 6 years. So I got a feeling he's due for his MVP finally.
I see a lot of I love that I'm seeing a lot of different names in the chat here. And trust me, guys, like names like Acuna and Arenado and stuff. But you know, Bogart, even Xander Bogaerts, like it wasn't easy to narrow this down.
It was hard.
You know, actually Vladimir, I was, you know, Judge. I wouldn't count Judge out for 2 in a row either. I mean, not looking too bad.
I mean, normally a Yankee fan would actually go with the reigning MVP winner, but this one I had to look at the reality of it.
Yeah.
Jose Ramirez is by far one of the most underrated players in today's game.
100%.
And he does big things. Granted, he is not on a championship caliber team.
Mm-hmm. That's how he gets overlooked. Yeah.
The Guardians are relatively a young team, and he's basically the seasoned vet for that whole organization. So he's got a lot riding on his shoulders. So now he's got to actually prove himself, kick it up a notch. And the best way he's going to do that is by coming home and bringing that MVP trophy to Cleveland. Now, my National League MVP is going to go to Ronald Acuna.
Nice.
And I say that because we didn't get the authentic Acuna in 2022 because obviously we know he was still somewhat recovering from ACL surgery.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, from what we did see throughout the season and what we saw in the WBC, I think 2023 is going to be his year where he's going to bring home that title to Atlanta. I mean, the kid's got it all.
I sure hope so. I got to tell you, when it came down to picking Acuna, and it came down to Acuna and Juan Soto for me, and I almost flipped a coin. I'm not gonna lie. You made a lot of good points. Acuna, you know, this season fully back, like fully recovered from that ACL surgery. I think he's definitely going to be a force. I'm excited. I'm excited. I can't even. I'm shaking. Like I can't wait till opening day. I'm like thinking about calling in sick from work and just watching baseball. Okay,
just do what I do. Call in lazy.
Yeah, if anybody from Costco is listening, I'm just kidding. I'll watch it while I'm working. So, anyways, I like your picks. I like Jose Ramirez is easily like
He's my
he's my
sleeper.
favorite
That's the sleeper.
third baseman, man.
I would actually go out on a whim and put him on my fantasy league.
100%. I usually always try to go for him on fantasy league. I like him better than Nolan Arenado because I think all around he's a better player.
Yeah,
I know Nolan Arenado is an amazing player too, and he's got some crazy stuff, but I think consistency.
everybody sleeps on J-Ram.
Yeah, for sure. All right. What do I got next here? I put that I wanted to do Rookie of the Year next. This was tough too. God. And I was telling Mr. Fuego before we started the podcast for Rookie of the Year, like I wasn't even looking at the current active list. I was looking at prospects as well that might get called up because that happens kind of a lot. They come up in the middle of the year and then they get Rookie of the Year. Yeah, and I was also laughing at the top 100 prospect list or some list I was looking at, and Royce Lewis is still on the prospect list and things of that nature. And I'm just like, who's running this up? Why is nobody driving this boat? What is going on? So, anyways, I went with kind of a safe bet. I feel like this was kind of a safe bet.
Okay.
This was tough.
Now we're talking American League, right?
American League, I went with Gunnar Henderson.
Okay.
Every time I look at the Orioles and I look at their prospect list, I feel like the Orioles almost have their own breeding grounds of like great players. Like the top 15 players on the prospect list should be the Orioles players. They're so good. They've got such a good.
The Orioles always bring good talent, and they always have good individuals. They just need to work on making those individuals work as a team.
100%. Gunnar Henderson looking real good. Dude, that bat. I just blown away. So Gunnar Henderson looking really good. I want to say I had it in a close second. I actually had a pitcher in close second place for this. I was really deciding on between him and a pitcher for
that's a bold statement.
AL. Yeah. Hunter Brown of the Astros.
Wow. Okay.
Looking freaking nice. So I had him in my sights too, but I decided to go with position player Gunnar Henderson. That's my American League Rookie of the Year.
Okay.
National League. I was just talking to Mr. Fuego about this gentleman before the podcast as well. Kind of a sneaker one, kind of not really. I think people got their eyes on him. I'm looking at Miguel Vargas of the Los Angeles Dodgers. I think he's going to surprise us all, and I think he's going to pull it off for the National League there. And also for the National League, I just thrown it out there. Close second, when I had a really hard time, is Corbin Carroll of the Diamondbacks, because he's looking real good too. So, all right, those are my Rookie of the Years. What you got?
Pretty good guesses there and predictions. So, for my AL Rookie of the Year, I too am going to go with Gunnar Henderson.
Oh.
Okay, and I say that because for a youngster who debuted in 2022, okay, he finished the season with 7 doubles and a triple in 34 games. Okay. This kid is athletic with an above average. He's got above average power, and he's got the plate discipline of a Juan Soto in his best year. I'm not going to say all around because we know Soto is inconsistent. And also Henderson is actually the big reason why the Orioles was shocked by going that deep into the season the way that they did. Okay, so I got my money on old Gunnar Henderson.
And we both do. All right. I honestly feel like I would have bet money that we would not have picked any of the same people. I'm not gonna lie. So that's a really great surprise.
So now for my National League, okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Jordan Walker.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So
He's looking
the
good too.
usual, in my opinion, okay, and from what I've seen statistically, I would think Francisco Alvarez, who was the number one prospect, according to MLB Pipeline, you know, the people that actually know and talk baseball,
Yeah.
and Corbin Carroll, okay, who was number 3. But Jordan Walker is a different breed. And I say that because number one, he's the number one prospect for the Cardinals. And as of right now, we don't know if he's gonna make the roster come opening day. But if he does, I have a strong gut feeling for a 20-year-old, we're gonna see a J-Rod 2.0.
Ooh. That's a bold
Okay.
statement. That's a bold statement.
I mean, think about it. This kid is 21 years old, never played a game in AAA. This kid has a raw skill set and he adapts to the game almost instantly and with no issues. You know, this kid in AA, he batted a 306. His OPS is 38. His slugging, I'm sorry, his 388, and his OPS is 510 with 19 home runs, 31 doubles. Who does that?
Superhumans, man.
I mean, it's insane.
Awesome. Yeah.
So I got a feeling we're gonna be seeing a sequel to the J-Rod show. Just it's gonna be a J-Law show.
I'm all about that because J-Rod gave us a hell of a show. So I'm all for that. Nice. All right. I dig your predictions, man. I dig them. All right. Cy Young. Cy Young was the easiest for me. I almost picked these names without even looking.
Okay.
I don't know. I got strong feelings about both of these guys. I'm going to start off with American League. I'm going with Alek Manoah.
I'm noticing a trend with you in Canada.
Yeah,
you pick a Canadian.
That's funny you say that. Cause I'm gonna go back to that a little bit later.
Okay.
But yeah, I do. I don't know. I got this thing about the Blue Jays. I don't know. Yeah, and just for if anybody's new to the podcast, I am a diehard Oakland A's fan. Yes, they do exist, and but if you also are new and don't know it, I'm a really big Bo Bichette fan. He's my number one PC in the baseball card collecting world. And so
she plans on moving to Canada just to be closer to him.
I'm going to move to Canada to be closer to Bobo and closer to Claire's card craze and Big Chief Sports Cards, two of our favorite YouTubers out there.
Dress warm.
You know, I'll go see, me and Claire are going to go see Bobo together. And probably get arrested. Anyways, so moving on. Alek Manoah, his pitching is beast-like. I think he did really great on the Blue Jays last year. I'm looking at his stuff in spring training. I think he's going to do great this year. I think he's got that hunger too because he's already started little tiffs with certain like high-end aces. Not going to say any names. Garrett Cole. New York Yankees, things of that nature. I'm waiting to see. I see in the comments people talking about Dylan Cease. Trust me, he was. I thought about Dylan Cease too. I really like him too, but I think Alek Manoah is. I'm thinking he's going to be the better player, better pitcher this year. National League was even easier for me to pick because I feel like this guy's got something to prove this year to his team. That the organization, I shouldn't say, I'm sure the teammates are 100% behind him, but Corbin Burns of the Brew Crew is freaking amazing. And that whole arbitration thing, you could tell by the interview that he wasn't too excited about it. not getting the love that he deserves. Corbin Burnes, National League Cy Young Award winner. I'm calling it now. I think that's all I need to say about that.
Well, okay. I'm just gonna leave that at that.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
But I'm gonna throw your I see your randomness, and I'm gonna raise you a curveball.
All right.
My AL Cy Young winner, Christian Javier from the Astros.
Okay. Yeah, it is.
Here's why I say that.
Yeah.
Okay. Verlander is no longer in Texas. But during the postseason, Christian Javier was a beast. Okay. I mean, this kid, he finished behind Verlander in Cy Young voting. So, I mean, and on top of that, some honorable mentions. You've got your Dylan Cease, you've got your Alek Manoah, Ohtani, Framber Valdez, and a few others. Okay. But, I mean, we've got this young kid who, as of right now, he seems untouchable. He seems durable. And he's not as young as your average prospect. You know, this young man is he'll be 26, but still, I think he's gonna turn some heads, and we just need to sit back and enjoy the show.
I am not gonna lie, I agree. Like Christian Javier, every time he came up to like pitch, every time he was pitching for Houston, I was like, oh God,
I used to hate when he came
up.
Yeah. Because we just cannot figure him out.
Yeah.
Now, my National League, I'm gonna go with Zach Gallen from the D-backs.
I'm seeing your trends. I feel like you got a trend too.
And I picked Zach Gallen because he finished 5th in 2022 for Cy Young voting. Okay. This kid is random. Fun fact, he was the ace of the All-Star awardless team. Okay, he hasn't won nothing at all. But with this kid, he finished 12-4 with a 2.54 ERA. Okay, he got a 158 ERA plus and a National League best 0.91 WHIP. In his last 15 starts, he had a 1.58 ERA and a 0.466 opponent OPS. So that tells me nobody was hitting him. Okay, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe he's a 5-pitch pitcher. He's got his fastball, his slider, his curveball, his changeup, and hell, probably a sinker. A pitcher with 5 pitches is deadly.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just pulling up statistics I'm trying to get statistics on all these guys here. Zach Gallen's definitely somebody that I think, you know, when I think of great pitchers too. I wanted people to know last year, Corbin Burnes stats, 2.94 earned run average, 243 strikeouts, 202 innings pitched. Zach Gallen, I got to look him up too. He was that's another one of those sneaky teams right there. That's the Diamondbacks, man. They're going to be an interesting team. They might maybe get the tail end of the playoffs, but definitely a team that I think is really greatly going to improve in the years to come. Zach Gallen.
Here's another point from my argument. He is number 7 on the all-time list of scoreless innings. He's gone 44 and a third innings with nobody scoring on him in the live ball era.
Very nice statistic.
So he's on the list with the Nolan Ryans. He's on the list with, sorry, Dom, the Roger Clemens. You know, I mean,
he did a 2.54 ERA last year, 192 strikeouts with 184 innings pitched. I mean, not too shabby. Not too shabby. So, all right. I like them. I like them. I still like them. I still like your predictions. You're doing all right. Doing all right. Okay. All right. Here we go. World Series predictions, man. Are you ready for this?
Let's go.
All right.
Are we moving for the A's?
Funny. If the A's even like if they actually like get into like one playoff game, I'll be stoked. But
There
I'm
you
not
go.
even.
Wild card.
You know, I gotta say that we're doing our Moneyball thing this year. We got the Japanese pitcher. I lost his name right now, but opening day, him and Ohtani are facing each other in Oakland. That's going to be freaking awesome. I like the JJ Bleday and Shea Langoliers. So I if anything, it's going to be we're always fun to watch, man. It's always interesting to see who's going to stand out and get where they're going to get traded to, because they're not going to stay with the A's. It's
right.
Not what the A's do. But anyways, so World Series, I was battling back and forth with this, like I've been doing with all of these pretty much. And I think I actually have a name. I have a name crossed off on my list, and I wrote something else. I was going back to your thing earlier with the Blue Jays stuff. I am thinking that the World Series is going to consist, drumroll please, consist of the San Diego Padres and the New York Yankees. Can you believe it?
Smart choice.
I crossed off the Blue Jays for the New York Yankees. I know. I know. I feel like the Blue Jays have the pieces. I feel like they're going to need at least one more season to really hone it in. I feel like the Yankees are honing it in now, and they're starting to make better decisions. Now, it doesn't help that their pitching rotation keeps getting shot and things of that nature. But I feel like this year, I feel like they might pull it together. I feel like they've got the bats, the players out there. They're making the right choices, hopefully with Volpe and the Oswaldos or Cabreras or whatever their names are. It's looking good. It's looking good. The Blue Jays, I feel like they need another season. And then the Padres, they just have that super team right now that I feel like it's going to come together this year for them. That's what I got. That's what I got for my World Series, man. What do you think? What you got?
Okay, so for the National League, it was a tough one. It was a tough one for me.
Mm-hmm.
American League is easy, but the National League was a tough one.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a toss-up between the Mets and the Padres. Now, I choose the Mets initially because historically speaking, the team that puts up the most money to sign that top talent usually goes to the bitter end and take it all. Okay. I don't foresee that with the Mets because they didn't spend as much money as the Padres did. The Padres got a freaking super team.
Mm-hmm.
And I will keep saying that. I think I mentioned it in the last podcast. If the Padres do not make the playoffs, that money that they blew is exactly that. It was a waste.
Yeah.
Because again, we're talking opening day. We're talking about a Nelson Cruz, Machado, Grisham, Cronenworth, Soto, just them alone. But then come April 20th, because we still have Tatis, he's still suspended for 20 games.
Mm-hmm.
Once he comes back, I don't see no reason why they can't make it.
Yeah.
I really don't. And then as far as my American League, I too am going to go, we're chasing 28.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Granted, I'm going to piggyback off of your statement about our starting rotation.
Mhm.
Severino just made his name on the list for injured reserve come opening day also.
Oh yeah.
So I feel and I hope that with all these injuries that are happening early on, before and at the season, they get all those ouchies and boo-boos out the way.
Yeah.
So later on in the season, everybody will be together and the Yankees will take that Voltron approach. You know, you got the 5 Lions or even the Power Rangers for all of
Yeah.
you millennials. Take the Power Rangers, put them all together. They make things happen. I got a feeling it's going to be Padres and the Yankees come World Series, and Yankees taking it in Game 7.
Did we just become best friends? Did we just pick the 2 same teams for the World Series? No freaking way. No
Yes.
freaking way. Yeah, I want you guys to see that I did have the Blue Jays on there, and I crossed it off, and I was like, Adrian, don't make good decisions. And so many people in the chat are gonna get so mad right now. Don't get me wrong, I love the Jays guys, but I think they need one more season. We've got some strong comments. If you guys are just listening today and you're not here with us in the live, I want you to know you're probably cussing on your end listening to the podcast. Don't worry, the chat's taking care of it right now. That
They got you covered.
The Ha-Sung Kim for the Padres. That all these things. We hear you. Shoot, I can't wait. 5 more days. 5 days in a wake up, guys. Opening
5
day.
days in a wake up.
Who you guys watching on opening day? Type it up in the chat. Let us know. All right. Those are our predictions for 2023. And Mr. Fuego has a few added details he'd like to add on to that.
I do. So these are just my personal predictions of what's going to be going on in 2023. All right. So the average time with the new rules that are in place with the pitcher's clock and all that good stuff, the games are going to be cut by 20 minutes. So you're looking at a total of about 2 hours and 46 minutes. And that would be the quickest since 1985. Okay. So hopefully we actually get in and enjoy the game without all the unnecessary delays. This one, I'm pretty sure everybody would agree with me on. Pitchers and hitters will be doing a lot of complaining throughout the month of April because they're still getting adjusted to the rules. But come May, everybody will be adjusted and all the complaints will go away.
If I can add to that, just real quick, that last part there, I did see, I think on Fuzzy's channel, something there are, Manfred, they're still adjusting the whole time clock thing with that. There's a designated person that, decides, like, they got the time clock, but also they're adjusting for if like a batter gets like dusted off, like a really close pitch where he kind of falls out, like they're giving a little bit more time for them to
a little
to
grace
get
period,
back, things like that. So there's still, so I think April is going to be rough, adjusting for sure. I agree with you on that, and I think that I do think the MLB is doing their best to help with that. Believe it or not. But,
now with the complaints, I'm almost positive that would be the month we'll see a lot of manager ejections too.
Yeah, 100%.
So we'll see on that one.
That's now, good fun baseball, though. I'll take it.
Yep. So my third prediction also, I got a real strong feeling that the stolen base attempts are going to be increased, and the highest as of right now would be since 2012.
Yes.
So
I love everything about this.
Because I mean, in this generation and this era of baseball, we got a lot of speedsters.
We got a lot of
they're going to be taking more attempts of trying to grab that second bag.
Yeah, definitely. In the last few years, like stolen bases is just not, it's like frowned upon, And if you guys know, Ricky Henderson, my all-time favorite player, that's what I love the most, was watching that guy steal bases. So I do kind of like the larger bases, the time clock, all that stuff to make it to where we're going to see a lot more attempts. Very exciting.
Now, my number 4 prediction is okay. So everybody is fully aware of the terms 2020 club, 30-30 club, right? So the number of 30-30 club players for 2023 are going to go from 0 to 7, with the record right now being 4 in 2011. Okay. And I even took it a step further and guess who's going to be on that in that 30-30 club. You'll have Ronald Acuna.
Yep, my number one pick.
I'm thinking Adolis Garcia from the Rangers. Gotta go with my boy J-Rod. I'm gonna go with El Nino, Fernando Tatis. Because this is gonna be his redemption season. I'm gonna go with Kyle Tucker from the Astros. Trey Turner from the Phillies.
Like it.
And Bobby Witt.
I like it. I feel like there's only one more that comes to the top of my mind that on your list. I think as soon as I say it, you'll be like, I think of Tim Anderson on the White Sox.
I don't know. I'm more confident with just the 7
that list
right
there.
Now.
I do like your list. Ronald Acuna, I feel like easy.
Yeah, he's gonna have a bounce back season.
He'll easily do that. And just in case there are new listeners new to baseball, 30-30 is 30 home runs, 30 stolen bases in same 40-40, 40 home runs, 40 stolen bases. There's 40. I think the 40-40 club. There's only
a handful. 3
people in that club.
Yeah,
I can think of. I know one of my all-time favorites, Jose Canseco. So at any rate, that's something that hasn't, I don't know, I feel like in the 80s and 90s, I feel like that was a big conversation, that club, and you don't hear about it much more, but with these changes, definitely.
Definitely
think that's going to be really big thing this season for sure.
Yep.
So I dig it.
So now,
yeah, go ahead.
So now with this whole elimination of the shift, I can only think of 3 people who are actually going to benefit from this. And obviously they're all left-handers. All right. So, but I'm thinking Corey Seager from the Rangers, Matt Olson from the Braves, and Juan Soto. Those are the 3 that I know for a fact are going to fully reap the benefits of no shift. Everybody kept throwing out there the name of Joey Gallo, and he's going to have a bounce back. Joey Gallo is going to be Joey Gallo. Okay. I'm not saying that the kid is trash, but the elimination of the shift, it's not going to help him. I mean, he'll probably his hits will probably increase. His batting average will likely increase a few points, but is it going to give him a breakout season? No, I doubt it. Okay. MLB batting average last year in 2022, the average was 243. Okay. That's basically saying every player in the league was average. And that's the worst since the mound was lowered by Bob Gibson in 69. I think it's going to jump up to about 254. And that's going to be the best since 2017.
Wow.
So we'll see.
I could only hope.
Now, the Dodgers, without these shifts included, they're not going to lead the league like they always did in ERAs. Okay, everybody predicted them to win it, to lead the league in ERA for a 5th straight season. It's not going to happen. Okay. And then what else we got here? In the running for Rookie of the Year, I got 2 pitchers lined up. Grayson Rodriguez, Andrew Painter.
Okay, Andrew Painter. I'm reading your mail on that one. Tell me about Grayson. I don't even have that gentleman on my radar. Tell me about it.
Well, Grayson, he initially kicked off his season on a rocky start. You know, his ERA was slightly above 4, but right now it's actually coming down to about a 330-ish, something like that, and it's only getting better. You know, his pitching coach is actually devoting a little bit extra time in trying to help him because Grayson had a hard time working with his mechanics. Okay, his windup was not jiving with his follow through. So one with I can understand if you're struggling in one area and not the other, but this kid was struggling in both. And when your windup is visible to the pitcher, I mean to the batter could see based off of how you're holding that ball what pitch you're going to be throwing. So with them working on his mechanics, he gets to conceal his grip on the ball a little bit better, so that way it leaves less room for the batter to figure out what type of pitch is coming down the plate. Okay, so we'll just see, but I got a strong feeling that Grayson Rodriguez, it may not be for a long period of time, but for a little stint, his name's gonna be mentioned in the run.
All right, I dig it. I'm gonna keep my eyes on that gentleman. Ladies and gentlemen of the audience, those are our predictions for 2023.
Yep.
We will revisit this. I'll probably replay some of this at the end of the season on the podcast, and we'll see how well we did. But definitely fun, definitely stressful. Shouldn't be stressful, should be fun, but you know, a lot of pressure. Now speaking of fun, unless you have any other baseball news, I want to talk about baseball cards.
One last note, baseball related, and I know we're about 9 months early. Hall of Fame nomination.
Oh, that's right. My apologies. You wanted to talk about that. Give it to us. What do you got there?
So I have a feeling, and it's going to be his first year for consideration. The highlight is going to be Adrian Beltre, and he's actually going to make it first ballot.
I like that prediction because I really like Adrian Beltre, but I know a lot of people feel like Adrian Beltre is like one of those on the fence Hall of Fame contenders there. As you can see in our chats, that's what we're getting.
Because I mean, everybody's hoping for Scott Rowland to get in.
Yeah,
but he barely made 70% his first look.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I like the Scott. Like to me, when you're thinking between Adrian Beltre and Scott Rowland, to me in my mind, and I do need to go back and look at statistics and stuff, but in my mind, I feel like Adrian Beltre was the better player. Now I could be totally wrong. Nobody freak out. I'll look at the statistics, but we'll see. Hopefully that'll be fun. That'll be fun when that time comes around because I feel like he's when thinking about the Hall of Fame voting coming up, to me that's the easiest. That's the easy one in when you're looking at the list there. So
definitely,
we'll see how that goes for sure. Good topics towards the end there, Mr. Fuego. Thank you for bringing all those statistics and stuff up for different stuff to look forward to in the 2023 season. So we're going to transition into the hobby, what most of you guys are all about here. We love to talk baseball cards and different baseball card innuendos. I got an email, and I'm sure plenty of you, the rest of you got this email this week. Topps is going to be dropping 2023 Bowman on the website on Monday. I don't know what time. They won't tell you what time. It'll happen, and you probably have to be on there quick if you want to get that. They're showing the jumbo boxes, the hobby boxes, and the value boxes, like the blaster boxes. 2023 Bowman. The checklist is not available yet. The only person that I know to be on the on the checklist that we were talking about in a previous podcast is Tom Brady. Um, the GOAT, the football player GOAT, is going to have a card that people are going to be, well, I think people are going to be searching for. Mr. Fuego is not too convinced that people are going to be too interested in the Tom Brady thing. We got a little, if you guys recall, we got a little wager going on that. I might be getting some cards graded for free. Also, some other. So just so if in case you guys don't know that, be out watching the Topps website on Monday. At some point during the day, they're going to be dropping 2023 Bowman. Also, I think in previous episodes, and at the time when we talked about this, it was true, and things have changed. But Donruss does have a baseball product coming out, scheduled sometime in April. 2023 Donruss is coming out. However, it will be of prospects and retired players, veterans and that only. There will not be any active players in that. 2023 or Donruss in particular is a product that a lot of us like to pick up during the year. It's a fairly inexpensive set with amazing inserts. And it's overall just really super fun, super affordable product to open. I don't know. I'm sure I'm going to pick some of it up because it is inexpensive to check it out, but I don't know how well it's going to work out this year with no active players in it. So there's that. And in case you guys have missed previous episodes, Panini no longer has the Players Association approval to use the likeness of the players. So that is why this is the way it is. Yeah, that's what I have for some of the latest like trading card products coming out. Gold Label came out last week. Gold Label always looks nice to me. It doesn't tend to always be the most popular and it's going to be the last year of it, unless they bring it back some days, but they won't be printing Gold Label in 2023. So that did come out. And yeah, 2023 Series 1 still seems to be going strong. Oh, that does remind me. The 2023 Series 1 grading special with SGC, if anybody is still thinking about getting in on that, the 31st is the last day to get in on that. I'm not sure if that needs to be postmarked that day or what, but check out SGC's website if you're interested in doing the $9 grading for any of the cards in 2023 Series 1. That does end this week. So just something to keep in mind. That's a crazy good deal for getting cards graded, and their turnaround times, 5 to 10 days, that's insane as well. I do have a video out where I did do that. I might send in one more just because it's just nice to have slabs. It's nice to get a good deal on them. So that's something to keep in mind this week. If you guys are interested in doing that.
Well, first off, I'm glad we went past the whole Bowman and Brady thing, because I don't see Brady going far in that. That's one. Number two, also March 31st, mark it on your calendar. Turn in your Goldschmidts and your Judges. Those are free credit cards. Okay.
Correct.
There is no announcement of an extension for that. And as long as those cards, if you're mailing them to the big three, Steel City, Blowout, or Dave and Adam, as long as it's postmarked by the 31st, you're good. If you're going to walk them in, even better. Get those cards in so you could go ahead and reap those free benefits towards future product.
Yeah, and in case anybody's not familiar with that program, and they're just chiming in, wondering what we're talking about, 2022 Chrome, pretty much Chrome products. Topps did a buyback on Aaron Judge cards and Paul Goldschmidt cards, the two MVPs from Topps Chrome Sonic, the logo Fractor. You turn those in, and the base cards are worth $20 a piece, and it goes up on whether they're numbered or.
I think the highest they can go is about a $200 cap.
So yeah, so If you guys didn't know that, to go through your Chrome card, you might have some base cards that you can turn in to get some money towards some more products. And like Mr. Fuego said, it's ending this week. So be sure to get in on that if you are interested. So, all right. So some other hobby news we want to talk about here. There's been some, different news stories coming out. They're really cracking down, I feel like, on some of these card fraudsters. Different guy. I watched a video on Extreme Card Breaks of a guy. This was a different one. We're talking about the Upstate trading card fraudster dupe buyers and sellers $33,000. I think this was a guy that was doing stuff online and through Cash App, through Venmo, through all, just screwing people over left and right.
Yeah.
He finally got caught and prosecuted. Also, the episode I'm talking about on Extreme Card Breaks, I think Jason put out a video of a card shop that they show the video, and I'm watching he has the whole video, and this guy just basically walks in, and he's got trash bags, and it's like he's shopping, like just loading up the garbage bag with stuff, and I'm just like, I can't remember what state it's in, but I'm like, this guy? And he just does not seem like worried. Was not in a rush.
Yeah, not a care in the world.
Yeah, just loading up his stuff, and I'm like, God, that's such a shame. Anyways, there's a couple things I want to reiterate to our listeners. Know who you're buying from. Use goods and services if you're paying with PayPal or Venmo. I personally don't use Cash App anymore. Cash App doesn't have any protection, so it's worthless to me. Venmo and PayPal have goods and services where they've got to provide tracking information, and that you can get your money back if you're not sent the wrong thing, or there's steps
or something goes wrong.
Yeah, there's steps you can take to be protected. I know some people go on Instagram and somebody's selling, and that's fine. I know a lot of people say you shouldn't, but it's fine if you're using those precautions. I feel like goods and services, things of that nature.
Yeah.
I don't use Zelle either, like the direct bank account thing either. I like Venmo and PayPal. I like goods and services personally. Know who you're buying from. Use trusted apps. Be smart. We don't want you to lose your money. It sucks, So, yeah, that's what we got going on with that.
But ultimately, with this case, just to piggyback a little more on it,
please.
Since he's been caught and he's officially been charged with both wire and mail fraud, prosecutors are looking at, if he's convicted, he's looking at a max sentence of 20 years in prison. So if you're in the business of scamming people out of cards and money and so on and so forth, let this young man screw up be an example of what you should not do.
Yeah, God. So yeah, I hate talking about the fraudster stuff, but I want to let you all know about it too, because we don't want it to happen to you.
Yeah, ultimately, we're just trying to keep the hobby pure and fun.
Yes, absolutely. So also, we did talk a little bit last week about the ECG grading, the elite grading company.
Mm-hmm.
They were going out of business, and emails were going out. Their pages, their website completely shut down. People were posting that they were getting their money sent back to them, but they were saying their cards, they don't know what's happening with their cards. So apparently something went down with ECG for that. I believe so people were starting to report to the police that, basically their cards were stolen. So do you have an update on that story, Mr. Fuego? I'm trying to remember too.
Yeah, I'm trying to go through my notes. As of right now, the rumor is that they are intending on going bankrupt. They're going to file for bankruptcy. And for all you stock folks, that's Chapter 11. Now, if for some reason ECG does not go the bankruptcy route and basically just gets out of the hobby, you know, without leaving any trail, it's gonna stir a hornet's nest. Because as of right now, you got this company who, one, is not reputable. Two, nobody really heard of you guys. You know, we're sitting on over 100 collectors that potentially over 100 collectors that still have cards with this company that ECG could just dip out with.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm looking for recent news. I don't think anything's really updated too much since we last talked about it. Just so you guys know, we're going to keep watching that, but we just, you know, do want you to know, like, different things I learned this week, like ECG, like eBay doesn't even consider them to be a real grading company. Just something to think about. I did watch an old, it was about 8 months old. Sports Card Radio did a thing on ECG, kind of going off that the company video, and I was dying laughing at the beginning of it because the guy doing the video, supposedly like the president of it or whatever, is dipping. Like literally he's got dip in his mouth, not do you dip, but and he's like talking, he's got cards in the background that are to be graded, and he's like got dip, like he's spitting in a cup while he's doing the interview, and I'm just like, that is
so professional,
classy, so professional. So anyways, we're getting a comment from Jason at Extreme Card Breaks that he might have some information on that. So I'll email Jason on that and probably get you guys some more info on that next week.
So here's a lesson learned for all of you young collectors out there, or even some of you seasoned collectors. Do your research on the company before you send your high dollar items for grading. Okay, leave the high dollar stuff with the reputable companies. Don't be sending your Mantles or your Mike Trouts or anything of that caliber to some company that uses 3 random letters in the 26-letter alphabet.
To
put it inside some plastic with a pretty colored label.
Yeah, I agree. I 100% agree with you on that, especially if new companies are coming out and stuff like that. It's okay to wait a while for reviews to come in and see what other people say, or send in your lower end stuff for stuff that, like, if something did happen to it or whatever, you won't care.
I mean, it goes back to the experiment that we did with Tag. Okay.
Yeah.
We didn't go and send off our top of the line PC cards. We sent whatever it was that we found lying around, did a test run of it. Okay. And my opinion, I'm only going to speak on my behalf. I was pretty pleased with the outcome of how, one, the slabs came back, the time frame, the report that it showed on why it got the grade that it did. So, I mean, I was pretty pleased with it.
I was good with Tag. I wasn't good with HGA. I've been okay with SGC. I've had other friends that haven't had a good experience with SGC, so I'm probably always going to be careful with SGC on what I send. It's probably not going to be my gems. That is reserved for PSA at this time. So just something to keep in mind. Talk to your friends, talk to people in the community, check out the Discord. I've got that linked in our description for the card community. There's a great community of us that'll be happy to help you.
Definitely
direct you into your card hobby needs. I think that pretty much sums up the topics today for the podcast. Mr. Fuego, you got anything going on your YouTube channel coming up?
I'm actually gonna do a video on a package that I received from A League of Her Own. It's the she did a video of it already, but her with her inner Dionne Warwick, she predicted the future, and I'm gonna do a follow-up video on the slabs that I got and gloat on them a little more, and I'm gonna give a little extra on them.
I think I think Mr. Fuego's selling himself short. I think this video that he has planned is going to be really freaking cool, and I think a lot of people are going to enjoy it. So stay tuned for that. It should be out in the next date or so, I believe. And as I told you guys at the beginning of the podcast, not tomorrow, but the following Sunday, I think I'll probably do this 12 p.m. Pacific. So 3 p.m. Eastern
time. Yep.
I'm going to be doing a break on my channel of 2022 Bowman's Best and 2022 Gold Label. I'll be selling all the team. I mean, it's going to be a team break. I should specify that. I'm going to be selling it all through the Silco app on that Sunday. And you do not have to download the Silco app. You can just go on there. You can just click on the link that'll be on the page, and you could bid or buy the teams you want. I hope you guys can make it. I can't thank you guys enough for joining us live here on the podcast today or listening to us on your favorite podcast format. I appreciate you all so much.
If you missed us today, be sure to catch us on your favorite audio podcast.
Yeah, whether that be Apple Podcast, Spotify, Amazon, whatever, we're there. Thank you guys so much for joining us this week. We'll be back next week, same bat time, same bat channel, and we will catch you next week.